G'day, ZiggyD here with another Path of Exile guide. In today's guide I'm finally going to cover something that a lot of you have been requesting for a while now, fishing. Now while I did do a fair bit of fishing in closed beta, I actually haven't touched it since the change to open beta, mostly because I can't seem to have any luck finding the all-important albino roller feathers. As such, I had to pester a few different high-level anglers to find out what's changed since then and to get some screenshots for you guys. Overall, the basics are pretty much the same, but there are a few new things that have been added and a few things have been removed, which I'll cover later. First, let's talk about how to get started, and this is arguably the hardest part. I'm sure most of you know by now that the first step is to find 10 albino roller feathers. As I mentioned, this part can be quite tricky. Maybe you already have 1 or 2 from leveling, but to get to the full 10, you're going to have to do some serious roller farming. The best map is easily the mud flats, and thankfully you can do it in normal mode. Some people like to recommend the ship graveyard, but I think the mud flats is far superior thanks to its higher roll density. Don't forget to hunt down the area unique Oozback Bloom, as he has a higher chance of dropping the feathers as well. So once you have your 10 feathers, you need to head back to Lion Eyes Watch where you can trade the feathers to Nessa for your plain white rod. It's a good idea to roll the rod with some currency until you at least get an increased rarity of fish caught mod. Something I found out that is pretty exciting is that there's actually a new unique fishing rod in the game called Tears Sage Pole. If you want one for yourself, you're going to need a good amount of luck and chance orbs, as that's the only way to get it currently. Once you have a decent rod, the next step is to find a fishing location. As a beginner, I highly recommend you start with the pond right inside the entrance of the Cavern of Wrath, literally right next to the whale bones. To get started, simply right click your fishing rod. Now, if you've ever played Torchlight, then the actual fishing minigame should be pretty familiar to you. It's a simple game of timing, just right click your rod again when the circle hits the fish icon. It's pretty easy in the early locations, but later spots and more rare fish will require your timing to be spot on. The only real pain here is if you have bad latency, as the fishing desync can be unbearable at times. Chris Wilson has commented on this though, saying that the fishing desync is a high priority for them, so hopefully it will be fixed pretty soon. So to finish up, I'll just give you guys some quick recommendations on the better fishing spots to try. Once you feel confident with the Cavern of Wrath, I recommend trying river crossings in Act 2. The easiest method here is just to use the broken bridges or the stepping stones. After that, Act 3's docks is the obvious next choice. The end of the piers seem to be random in terms of fish rarity, so just experiment a bit to find the one that works for you. Now here's where I would have recommended my favourite fishing spot, the Vaal Ponds unique map, but sadly it's been removed from the game. Probably a fair call though, as no mobs and up to 2000 increased fish rarity was insane, even for a unique. However, there is one consolation. Yesterday I found out about a new fishing technique in certain maps, deep sea fishing. This one blew my mind because it's so creative. To get to these fishing spots, you have to roll an increased map size mod on a map that is surrounded by water. This extends the ground out, making it pathable right into deep waters where you can catch some really rare fish. So hopefully this guide has been pretty helpful for all of you budding new anglers, and hopefully now my inbox stops being flooded with requests for fishing guides. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.